So you can see how handy just this one set of needle nose pliers are. I don't think many people would have seen anything this fine before. Hello, this is BJ from Hearns Hobbies, and today I'm going to be looking at the brand new GodHand All-Purpose Bending Tweezers, or Bending Pliers I should say. So they're a very sharp-ended plier with some really neat little features. So you can see as I'm holding it up, it's got a nice compact size. Bright green handle, so easy to find on your workbench. And just the size of it fits and grips very well. So let's look at it from a different angle. So over here you can see how it fits in the palm of my hand. It's got a spring loading in the center here. So as you squeeze, it'll release. And the tension is quite comfortable. So it's not too strong that it gives you any, I guess, pain when you're using it. And it's easy to release things because the very fine points on this, as you can see, it's sharpened incredibly finely. So it's really designed for holding small parts. And with small parts, you want slightly controllable tension so you can easily grip onto things and release them. Now when you grip in a closed position, there's a very, very fine gap between here. It does touch at the very tip at the most, and then there's a slight gap here. So if you are holding onto things that are slightly thicker, as you're opening it up, it's still reasonably parallel both sides. Okay, now let me just go through a few things to show you how to use these particular pliers. Now, bending is obviously perfect for bending photo etch, so I'll do a demonstration on photo etch. Also on some brass wire, which I have here. Now before I start that demonstration, now with this, the prongs here are actually finished in two ways. So where you see it now, it's actually curved. And on the other side, it's actually been machined flat. So if you bend from this side, you get a 90-degree angle. And if you bend from this side, you get a curvature. The other thing too is this is all curved all the way around. So you can use this a bit like an anvil as well, or for winding wire. Okay, so let's start with, let's do the obvious, we'll do some photo etch. So let me just cut off a piece of this. So these are actually very thin brass. These are 35th scale straps. Okay, so we've got it there. Now you see it here, photo etch is incredibly thin and very small. Okay, so normally when you drop it on like this, it's very difficult to pick up. Now these are fine enough to actually pick up, like so. And then when you grip it, it's very tight. So as you can see here, see how as I'm gripping it, you can't actually move it. So there's quite a high surface area here. And then we can go ahead and bend it. So this side here, it's flat. You may be able to see from the reflection there. So if I bend this photo etch now, at this point here, like this, you end up with a 90-degree bend. Now if we do the other side, which is curved, so curve, and then if we bend it around like an anvil, you'll see here, see if we can get that focused. You may be able to see, I'll put it down there, and see how you get the very small curve. Hopefully you can see that. Let's just quickly zoom it down and see if this is better. Okay, so you get your right angle bend right there, and then we've got our curve bend here. The other thing that is very handy is quite often when you're cutting off photo etch, you may need to curve the entire piece. So how about I just cut off another bit here. Okay, so I have another piece here. And it's totally flat. Now if we just use this like an anvil, we'll hold it on one end like this, and then we can bend it around. Whoops, maybe I should move this over here so you can see it. And you can see how quite smooth that bend is just on this little strap. Now, as you can notice, this has a variety of radiuses, so finest from here all the way to the back. So you can use any one of those points to control the bend radius. So say if I pick this up and we'll do it on the other side. Okay. And hopefully you can see that. I mean, it's really, really small. We can see this is the larger curvature here, which is at the base of the plier, and then over here we've bent it across the tip of the plier. So that's another great use for this as well. So photo etch is quite commonly used in a lot of model kits now, particularly armor models. And rather than having a whole lot of different tools for doing that, just these pliers is all you need. So there you go. The other great thing is too, is when you're attaching photo etch to parts, you can use this for holding the parts while you're gluing them on. Okay, so the advantage of this to tweezers is you've got a much larger surface area, less chances of movement. So when you have to hold it to actually wait for the glue to set, you don't have such a problem of it rotating around, which you can have with tweezers. Okay, so for instance, if we held it like so against the surface, you'd be able to hold that there until the super glue sets quite easily. Okay, now apart from that, the other great use for these is for bending wire. Obviously, so I've got wire here. Let's just zoom this out a bit here. All right, again, we've got the flat side, and then we've got the rounded side. Okay, so flat side, again, if we grip it like so, and you just bend it like that, we end up with a 90-degree bend. Okay, probably easier if I did it in the center here. You'll be able to see it immediately. Okay, just like this. Okay, you've got a perfect 90-degree. All right, now if we did the other side, we'll have a slightly curved section. So if I bent this around here, you're going to end up with a very sharp edge to start with, and then it'll end up being a curve. Okay, so if I release that, I should be able to see that there. Okay, so you can get your sharp edges and it turns into a rounder edge. Then of course, you know, the more you tension it, the more you can control it. So as such, you got very sharp prongs there, and it has really great control. Okay, now apart from that, what else can we do with it? It's really good for supporting parts as you're gluing them. So if we had some plastic parts here, so here's a bit of plastic card that I've cut before. Now just say we want to have them glued, butt jointed, and we want to butt joint them like this. Now all I've got to do is I'll get my glue ready here, and we'll hold the piece and the pliers like this. So you can do exactly the same with tweezers, but tweezers won't have this sort of stability to them. Okay, so I've got a set of tweezers here. If I had the tweezers in here, you'll notice that in this way, they rotate very easily. And over here, you've got a little bit of control, but it's with this sort of movement that makes them a bit uncontrollable. When you have these, see how it's like this? There's no movement, or there is if you force it. Okay, but you see how much more stable it is in both aspects. Okay, the other great thing is when you rest it down on the surface, you can actually use it like a vise, hold it in place, and that'll be at right angles. Okay, so if I do this, I'll apply it here, I'll put on some glue, give it a little time for the glue to activate, and we're going to hold it there until it fully cures, which will only take a few seconds anyway. Now if I release it now, so this is where the spring action helps. Okay, we'll release it. See how I've released it loosely there, and the part is glued, and let's just hold it here, and by holding it at this angle, see that? That's a perfect right angle. Okay, so that's very, very handy for holding parts that you're going to be gluing. Now the other thing too is, just say you want to glue on a bit of metal to plastic. Now that can take a bit of time to actually take hold. So I've got some wire that I've cut earlier. It is a little bit jagged on the ends, so if we hold it like this, that's really firm, and we can sand it. Now you can't do this with tweezers. If you try doing these tweezers, this will be moving everywhere. Okay, so we're sanding this brass wire flat. Okay, so it's perfectly flat now. I'm going to apply some, dip it in some super glue which I've got off camera. Okay, just straighten that up a bit. Let's dip that again. Okay, and then all we need to do is, if I just hold it here, like so. Now I just use the handles as, and they're both resting against the base here, and this is at right angles. We'll just make sure that that rod looks at right angles there, and it does. So that's supporting that while the glue is drying. Now I think that should be holding now. We'll release it. Okay, and then as you can see, oh, it's fallen down. Hasn't quite glued yet, but as you can see quickly, it was holding it at a right angle. Let's try and do that again. It's just this is quite a slow super glue. Okay, so let's just apply that again. Oh. So as you can see, this is where these tools come in handy. They're very, very fiddly parts. Okay, so I'm just holding it again. That'll be at right angles. Both ends of my handle are against the table. Now let's, hopefully that's started to set now, and then I'll release it. Okay, now let's see. You can see there you go, so the wire's attached. So you can see how handy just this one set of needle nose pliers are. I mean, there's plenty of needle nose pliers around, but I don't think many people would have seen anything this fine before. And particularly how well they've been machined. Super smooth on both sides. They've been ground polished on both sides. The gap in the center is very thin, so you can hold very thin things as well. Another demonstration is, here's some wire that I have unwound from some electrical wire. This is a very thin strand, and I've actually pulled off a single strand there. So this single strand is about the width of a hair. And just to show you how well it grips, that is actually holding onto that wire. Okay, that is how good the grip is. So you can see how I'm bending and tensioning. Now it's very rare that you could do this with tweezers. Tweezers are so pointy that quite often you can't get to the right point of contact. And this is just gripped it on the end. So if you are tensioning to make a barbed wire, or actually winding this to make springs, you know, I guess, let's see, we've got a bit more wire here. All right, so if we were to do this, we could wind this around. Also great for doing what's the word for it? The rigging on ships. All right, so you can see how tight that's pulled it on that wire. Now if we pull this off, you can see how the wire's been wound. You may not be able to see that because it's so fine. See it there? So we've coiled that up and it looks like a filament. Okay, and so that shows you exactly how fine this is. The other good things about this too is if you do a lot of electronics, it's very useful. So over here, I have some very small LEDs. So LEDs are very popular now for lighting. They're incredibly small, and just to give you an idea, that's a 1mm LED on the end of these wires. Now usually these are very, very hard to deal with. Now, but if you had these pliers, and just by holding it here, you have a lot of control in where to actually glue the LED. And then when you have to do the wiring, it's very easy to hold onto the component. So here we have the end of the resistor, and then the resistor you can just put it in a particular point and solder it quite easily. Okay, so for electronics, for bending, for holding parts in place, you can't go past these all-purpose bending pliers. So these are the bending pliers by GodHand, very, very sharp, flattened on one side, curved on the other, incredibly sharp here with a very minimal gap. So if you're looking for a very useful tweezer for your modeling, for your electronics, these are the ones to get. Can't go wrong.